Cool. We are running. So you're checking in from Melbourne. It is 9:45 in the morning. Holy smokes.
9:45 a.m. Where are you at?
I'm in Portland. So West Coast.
I love Portland.
Yep. Yeah, man. It is about 5 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah,
so
that's sick.
Not too bad. But yeah. Dude.
Sorry.
The last few months for you have been crazy.
Yeah, it's been nuts. We've just been like touring heaps. I think since we did our headliner in the US, our in the middle of 2025, we've kind of been nonstop since then.
Mm-hmm.
even then, it was pretty wild. We were there for like 8 weeks. 2025 in general, we toured a lot more than any other year before, and then I think from then on, it's been kind of more and more, which has been amazing. I remember me and Stan, our other guitarist, looked at like how much touring bands do around like the release of their album, and we're like, sick, we got to do this much. Like, yeah, so I think we're kind of doing it.
Does it feel like it? I don't know. I discovered you guys through Spotify, which I'm sure a lot of people have, or maybe Nath and Johnny from Down Your Way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're legends.
I feel like things have been kind of heating up since like maybe 23, 24. Is that the case, or like has it felt really like more immediate in the last year?
It's kind of, you're right. It's been 2023, pretty much since 2023. We did like our EP Maybe Death Is All I Need. That EP was definitely a big step for us in regards to getting new fans and growing all over, really, which was amazing because the EP before that we did a headline tour, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like it doesn't sell well, like none of the songs are a hit, so we're like, all right, back to the drawing board. And then the next one just worked. Like I think we got 2 or 3 sold out Australian tours out of that EP, which is crazy.
Which is like, I mean, for context, how many people is that in Australia?
It's Australia's hard because it's so spread out, so you only really get to do like 5 or 6 cities across the tour. But we did our Never the One tour, which was a sold out 3 shows, which was the first single off that. Then we did the Lonely Love tour, which we got our friend Little Lotus over for. That was 5 sold out shows. And then we did the EP tour essentially, and then that was another 5 sold out shows. And like the last one we did, which was the EP tour, that was like 1,000 cap rooms, which is really, really cool.
Nice. I mean, for a band that hasn't put out a sophomore record yet, I mean,
yeah.
But no, I recall like, God, what was it, like maybe 24-ish? I was inquiring like, okay, are you guys signed to anybody? And like, nope, still nobody. And then Rise comes into the picture.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When did they come into the like mid 25? Like, hey, we should talk.
Kind of like we've kind of had a little bit of a relationship with Rise for a while now, since our like debut record. We because we recorded our debut record with Chris Crummett in Portland, Oregon, and he initially like
one of the goats.
He initially like linked us up with some people at Rise and like kind of sent the record across and stuff like that, which was amazing. So they were definitely across us. And then our headline tour was just a great opportunity to like, Carl invited Sean out to the LA show, and Sean came out and we kind of had a chat and everything like that. And it was really about it. I think he needed to see the band live because we definitely put on a pretty good live show, which is sick, just because we've done a lot of touring in Australia.
Yeah, dude, I haven't seen Sean in a long time.
Yeah, he's a G.
He's the best, dude. Man, but yeah, fantastic label. What did they bring to the table that maybe other labels that may have approached you guys maybe just didn't offer?
I think the thing with Rise was they integrated really well with our Australian label BMG. Just because Rise is under the BMG umbrella globally, it kind of was easy in regards to them working together. And then I don't know, just a cool label to sign to, I guess. And we'd had some other offers from some other labels, but they were all a little bit worse. The deals were worse, and it was like they were a little bit more controlling. We didn't get as much control over our music, which was scary. And yeah, it was just Rise with the best pick, I guess.
So yeah, it got announced like what, May maybe? So like,
yeah, on our first
long
Break the Cycle. Yeah.
And then like it gets announced, like, oh shoot, and then boom, all this attention comes through. It's like, who the hell is these guys?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Our latest single's going so well. It's definitely the song we've released that's done the best.
And it feels weird because like your debut came out like 7 years ago.
Ages. ages. So
Yeah.
we like
Does it
we
feel like this upcoming record is like your debut all over again?
it does, and it feels like we owe it to the fans. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the EPs along the way were good, but it's like a little bit. I don't know. As a fan, I would have been like, give us another record, just give us another full length. So we sort of took that with us to this record and really made sure that every song was really good and there was no filler, and the whole record as a whole like stood on its own each song, rather than having like 9 songs of actual songs and then 2 songs that are like interludes and stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole different fan base has come into the picture since the debut dropped, which is like it's wild. It's wild to think about.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Just like it's so interesting because there's a whole fan base out there that doesn't have any idea about our first EP and our first album, and they have just listened to us from the Maybe Death Is Feeling Nothing era now, and like they'll go back and discover it, and hopefully they'll dig it. But it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's the label debut in the second full length in your catalog. God, I mean, how you must be itching to have this drop already. Comes out in what, a few weeks?
Yeah, a few weeks. Unfortunately, we had to bump back our release date, which was pretty bad, but it is what it is. We're doing a bunch of launch parties in Australia now to like leak it to a bunch of people before the release date, which would be pretty sick. But yeah, really just so keen to get it out. There's like so many songs on there that we're really proud of that we just need people to hear.
Yeah, but Break the Cycle has been getting a lot of play on SiriusXM. What has that been
crazy.
like?
That is crazy. Like that's always been a dream for us to get like American radio play, I guess. And that song had been played heaps of times. I think it's been played like 70 something times on SiriusXM, which is so nuts.
That's a lot. Like, what was it like for you to like hear like, hey, it's being played like right now?
Oh, it just felt like it was all happening. Yeah.
So no, like, especially with the lyrical content of that song of feeling kind of like stuck and wanting to kind of break out of the Australian scene and go international, and then things are just kind of like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? It kind of just clicked that way.
Yeah, it was the perfect song. It was actually Sean Haydon's recommendation to do that as the first song for the cycle, and he was bang on. Yeah,
love him.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, because you guys have been a band for how many years?
Oh, we've been again for like 10 or 11 years now, so it's been a long time going.
How many times in that timeline have you thought of like, you know what, maybe I just don't want to do this anymore and I want to do something else?
Never really. Never for me. Like I've done, the only thing I've done full time ever is music. So being able to do Ocean Sleeper as well has been so chill. Like there's been times when I've been like, oh, I'm over it really early on, but it was mainly just because like, logistics get hard or like the monetary investment's hard. But since then,
it is like you grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. It's like, okay, look, is this like all there is? Are we stuck in Australia? Are we going to go international or what?
Yeah. The thing with the Australian scene as well is that it's like a little bit insular. Like if you're not part of certain booking agent groups or put certain labels and stuff inside of Australia, it's hard to even break into the Australian touring circuit. So it's like to do that and then do well there, which we've kind of had to do a little bit on our own, like in regards to building a fan base or getting good tours and stuff like that. That's kind of just been like something that we've had to headline a lot for. And then because we've been through that, now it's like anything is kind of possible because we can just be like, all right, we're just going to do the same thing in the US or we'll do the same thing in Europe. Fortunately for us, so far in Europe and the US, we've been getting more touring opportunities than we ever did in Australia, which is so funny. But yeah.
I feel like you're probably better off though now because you've done things like so DIY up until a certain point. Like, sure, cool.
Yeah.
Like, were you guys self-managed until like when?
We were self-managed until our first record pretty much. And then we signed on with a management agency for our first record through to the start of the Maybe Death sort of cycle. So that was probably a good 4 or 5 years, with 3 of those years or 2 of those years being COVID. So that was like a write-off in general. So then we decided to part ways with that management company just because it wasn't really working out. They were struggling and we were like, this isn't a good fit anymore. And then we decided to self-manage, and then from then on it's been fantastic. I feel like it's a lot easier to trust someone that you've known for a long time versus a seemingly random person in a management agency. Like when Carl does anything, it'll be like before that we'll have a conversation about what to do or something like that, and then he'll report back on what he's found out about the the meeting he's had or whatever, and then we'll all kind of make a group decision. And it's really easy for that chain of command to be trusted as well. There's no like he doesn't have our best interests at heart, or he's doing it for a strange reason because he's in the band. Do you know what I mean? So like his best interests are our best interests, so it's really easy to trust that. And he does a great job.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, because it's so difficult going from Australia into the States.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's like I think our visas were like 20-something thousand. Yeah, which was crazy. And then flying over is expensive. And then for our headline tour we did there, we just spared no expense essentially. We flew over like our photographer and our sound guy with us because we wanted to take the whole team. And then we got like a bandwagon, which was sick. And we got a driver, which was amazing. So that was crazy. It was insanely expensive, but it was also the type of thing where we're like, if we never get to tour the US again, we'd rather do it like fun.
Yeah.
And just have a blast.
Did you have any conversations with people from your own scene, like maybe like Wind Waker or, Make Them Suffer, bands that have like toured the US successfully that have been in your shoes on like what to do?
A couple, but not a heap. Like Carl would have reached out to a bunch of different bands. There's Justice for the Damned is one, Bobak there. Carl's super great friends with Bobak because he's a G. And then a few other bands we would have chatted to about it. But the general consensus is like you should get a van. That's it. Like I think he spoke to Scotty from Alpha Wolf as well, and it was like, a small van is the vibe, or a Cruise America RV. And we were pricing up the Cruise Americas, and it was like I think it was maybe only $10,000 more to get the bandwagon, and we were like, we should just do it. Like there's no point in not. We'd just come off a sold out Australian tour into this US headline tour, and I don't think like a lot of bands for their first tour in the US, they're not really coming off they're not really coming out of a financially lucrative place. They're coming from a tour that probably went pretty well, but it was probably a support tour, and then they're going to an opening slot, or they're maybe doing a main support, so they don't really have the finances there to be able to be like, all right, hell yeah, let's just splurge and run it up. Because for us it was like, we just wanted to have the dream for like one tour.
I can only imagine them like coming over and then going in the red, and then okay, how much in the red are we coming home with?
That was it. That was literally it. It was like we've made X from the Australian tour, so we have X to spend. How do we make it not be the entire amount?
But, I mean, how bad was it coming back from that first US tour?
I don't think it was too bad. I think it would have probably been like between 10 and 20 grand in the red, which isn't crazy.
No, not too bad.
But it's like, for us it was fully worth it. It's like it's funny because it's like that's kind of the price of the visas almost that were in the red. It wasn't really
I mean, plus like some of the rooms you were playing were really, really intimate settings.
Exactly.
I mean, what if you weren't there, then you probably won't get that opportunity again.
That's it. And it's like it's just so worth it. It's so worth it to connect with new American fans like that, and be able to do things like sit at merch all day chatting with everyone and doing the show and stuff like that, and then taking photos with everyone and signing a bunch of merch. Like I remember in I think it was North Carolina, after the show we had like a line of like 60 people that wanted to get photos and for us to sign stuff, and it was just amazing to be able to come across the other side of the world and do that with fans. Nuts.
Yeah, and those are going to be the same fans that will follow you from tour to tour to tour.
Yeah, so crazy.
And they're going to tell a friend, and they're going to tell a friend, and then it'll take some time, but you're going to look back and like, what the heck? We're playing to like 400 people now.
Yeah, exactly. It's it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see us get to that place, because that's when it all like is easy as hell.
Now you did some self-production on this album in your own studio, and then you worked with John London and Kurt Martin as well.
Yeah.
What were some of the discussions like on with who to work with, who maybe it won't work out this time around, or?
So it's funny because like the short list of writers we wanted to work with on the record, we didn't work with any of them, which is hilarious. We work with John Lundeen because the Point North tour we did with them, he was just so easy to work, like so easy to do the tour with, and he's just a legend. And yeah, as soon as we clicked on that level, we're like, hell yeah, let's do some writing days with John in LA. And then initially we had another co-writer lined up instead of Kurt Martin, but he fell through. And then John organized Kurt Martin the day before, and then we just went and did a half day with Kurt and came out with My Forever Drug, which was amazing. But yeah, it was really, really funny because our shortlist was a bunch of other guys, and then a few of them were like astronomically expensive, and we were like, we're not going to spend $10,000 for one song. Like that's never going to happen for us. But then we work with we're in Portland with Jeff Dunn, who does a bunch of stuff with Drew Fulk. So we're like, Jeff will be rad to work with. Previously, we'd had Jeff mix and master and like online co-produced our EP two EPs ago, which was awesome. And then we were like, sick, let's do some stuff with Jeff in person, which was amazing because we love Portland. So that was sick. We spent 2 weeks there after our US headline tour, which is amazing.
Like lyrically speaking, kind of it deals with a lot of heavy themes and kind of just internal struggle. Is that like pretty much the whole album all the way through? I actually haven't heard the whole thing yet, so
yeah, it is. It pretty much is. It's doom and gloom the whole way.
Okay, so when you're writing about that kind of stuff, are you also writing in mind of like, okay, how do I get over this situation that I'm like kind of in right now, or do you kind of leave it more ambiguous and vague?
Usually more ambiguous and vague. Like it previously, like our first EP was like a lot of really hopeful songs and stuff like that. But like, I guess as we've progressed as lyricists, we've explored different avenues and stuff like that. This one definitely sort of ruminates on the negativity a little bit more, I think.
Yeah. I mean, how difficult was that for you just writing? Was it more cathartic, or is it kind of like something else, or?
Definitely more cathartic, I think. Yeah. And easy to connect with. When it's genuine stuff, it's so easy to write about.
Like, what were some of the things you were kind of going through when writing this album?
Heaps of stuff. Just the life's roller coasters, and having like both. Like Carl went through a lot of stuff during the writing of this record, and I went through some stuff during the writing of this record, and it's just like, marinating on all that lovely life's depression is fantastic inspiration.
But on that note, what are some of the things that you do, like habits, routines, systems that kind of help you get over the top?
In regards to the writing side?
No, just like even like when you're dealing with like, just hell, like what are you doing to kind of overcome and just get to a better place overall?
My usual thing is going for a walk. Regular walk, regular outside time is like key to having good mental health. That is like number one, especially because I spend the majority of my day in this room. And it'll be just like I just do 12-hour or 14-hour days every single day. So that's kind of the way it is. So getting outside and getting to be able to go for a walk definitely helps that. Yeah.
So fitness, is there any like one ridiculous item you have to have like every day where it's like maybe it's a white Monster or a particular brand of coffee?
It's definitely a Monster. Definitely a Monster. Yeah, it's a Monster every day. Really keeps...
So Monster Music, if you are by chance looking at this,
please.
Sponsorship.
Please dear God. I got a big drop off yesterday from the guys at Monster Australia. They dropped off like.
Okay, so you're already set. You're set then. You don't need.
We need Monster USA. Monster USA is the one we need. Monster Australia is G's and they love us. We just need Monster USA to love us. So Jonah, if you're listening to this, you have to sponsor us.
Oh, you already know. You already know that. Damn, you know the secret. But yeah, dude, I love that though. Anything else you can think of? Like we got Monster.
Staying hydrated, man. Like I'm always onto my partner about drinking water. Drinking water is like number one. If you don't drink enough water before you go to bed, you wake up with a headache. And if you don't drink enough water when you wake up, you end up with a headache. So drinking water is like prime.
Do you try to like do any sort of like fitness routine when you're on the road, or?
Not really. When we did our US headliner, we had the luxury of turning up to a Planet Fitness every day. So we were training going to the gym every single day, which was amazing. Like that was the best routine I personally have ever had in my life. Like we were eating really well, training really well, sleeping really well. For every other tour we've done, it's a little bit harder because the logistics are a little bit tougher. But going to the gym on tour is like amazing. It's a godsend.
Like, what surprised you about the US when you first came over?
Oh geez, heaps. Just how good every show was. That blew my mind. Even if it was like 10 people or 20 people, it was like, oh, it was still an amazing show and still amazing fun. The venues there, how well they treat you is like mind boggling. Like you'll turn up to a venue, there'll be a shower, there'll be a place to wash your clothes, they'll give you good catering, they'll give you buyout, like all these things that Australia does not have. Like Australia doesn't have that type of infrastructure. No, which is really crazy. Like our last Australian headliner, we did a 1,000-cap room in Melbourne, and I don't think they have showers there at all. Because it's not a thing. It's not how Australian bands tour. You fly between cities, so you're in a hotel all the time, which is crazy. Because the US, you get to turn up to the venue, have a shower, play the show, have a shower after the set. Like they'll give you a good meal. Like crazy. The US is set up for touring, the same as Europe. Just places where touring is taken really seriously, and I really love that, and I wish Australia could like adopt that in regards to how like well respected musicians are.
Now, is there any food here that you just like? What is this? I have to have this back home, or when I come back to the US, like
American Taco Bell in Australia would be amazing. It's for the same price and like the same like level of pop. It would be amazing. I love Taco Bell in the US so much. The Australian version is pretty good, but it's just not the same.
Yeah. How many times did you visit when you were over here?
Oh, not enough. It would have been under 10 times, so not enough at all. That should be a daily.
So again, you guys are a shoe-in for Feed the Beat. Is that still a thing? Feed the Beat?
It is, but they only do American bands.
No, that's a rule? Damn.
That's a rule. Yeah, which is a bummer because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I feel like there should be like an argument, like you guys do social content, like hey, bend the rules for us.
Hit them up. Surely they got a gift card they can give us.
Yeah, it's like how much money did they give you? It was like $500 in gift cards.
Yeah.
You can do that. That's easy. Because you're coming back in like what 2 months with Never Tell?
Yeah, we're there in September and October, so that should be insane.
That would be great. How excited are you guys for that? Because I know that you guys had them support you guys earlier on this year on your own headline stuff.
So they're supporting us in September. So
is it? Did I flip the dates? Yeah, flip the dates.
Like we did. So we supported them in Europe, then they support us in Australia, then we support them in the US, which is fun because I think in total we get to do like almost 3 months of touring together, which is really good because we get along with those guys fantastically. They're all legends, and it should be amazing. I feel like going from our headline run into theirs is going to feel awesome. Like it's just going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, what do you like about those guys in particular? Like,
they're just down to earth, man. Like they're just so down to earth, and they're like, I don't know. When you do a lot of touring, you kind of see bands act certain ways, or like a band won't help load in, or they won't help pack up all the stuff, or they won't be about like the work part of being in a band, which is like turning up to the venue, helping everyone take all the stuff in, breaking down drums, packing down stuff, taking everything out. They do all of that. There's no divas in that band. There's no one that's too cool to do it. They do all of it, which is we respect so much because we try and do the same thing. It's like we're all there for the same reason. We're all there to try and make the day easier for everyone involved. So no one's going to be like, I'm the singer, so I'm not going to help everyone. It's more like get everything done, play the show, have a good time, pack up, and it's way funner. So they're legends in that respect, and they're all super nice. So that's really cool.
So it's the work ethic then.
The work ethic, so cool. Like the first show we did with them in Europe, we were like, this band is like better than us at this, which was sick. Oh my God. We were like, oh yeah, we've got to get better at this, which is awesome because it's like for us, it makes us like then be like sick. We've got to get better at this. When we did our US headline tour last year, we like started timing how fast it took for us to like unload the van, load the van, get ready for sound check, and then pack out. And like we're fiends for that. So
they're stressing you out then. That's the problem.
Oh, they're making us stoked, man. Like it is so sick. It is so sick. Like the first show we were like, this band's fucking awesome. Like this band's really got it together.
Was there a band in Australia where it was like a similar effect? Where like, oh damn, like this is like a whole different level, and
Oh,
we need to like figure it out quick.
yeah, heaps of bands on the performance level. Heaps of bands that we played with that performed really well. Like we did a tour early on with the band called the Getaway Plan. They were like flawless, just amazing musicians. As well as Dream on Dreamer, they were really cool to play with. The tour we did with Make Them Suffer in 2023, that was crazy. Oh, Fit for an Autopsy was on that same tour. Crazy good band. That was awesome. Yeah, just so many great bands we've been able to tour with in Australia, but not a heap of bands that like have that hustle in them to like load stuff in and load stuff out. There's usually a lot of people in bands that like don't want to do that.
So you guys want to be like the undisputed #1 ranked Australian band? Just
straight up, we want to grind it. We want to like speed.
Is there like a time that you have in mind where like if I can hit this number, we've won the entire tour?
It depends on the venue. It's so venue specific. I think our best time in the US, I think we got down to like maybe 15 minutes, and that's from the
that's really good.
Trailer being fully packed to being unloaded, everything on stage and sound checking. Like, yeah, it was pretty good.
I feel like there needs to be like a band huddle where it's like, all right, guys, look, here's the venue, here's the time. If we hit this, we get like this. We're gonna do like a Taco Bell run. We're gonna do some sort of like celebration somewhere. If we don't hit it, we don't get it. Are we in? Let's.
That's gonna be the vibe for the Never Tell tour for sure.
How many dates is that? Like 20?
Yeah, it's 20 or something like that. Our next Australian tour, unfortunately, the venues are too big to do it. Like, there's too many pieces.
Yeah.
There's like a whole lighting production van, and then there's a van with merch, and there's like a bunch of stuff that's like kind of out of our control now, which is really weird. But the Never Tell tour, that'll be when we like test our metal and really get fast.
Yeah, like what are some of the ideal touring packages for the band? Like, do you guys prefer to go more of like the metalcore side, more of like the deathcore side, like, or does it really matter at all? Or
for us, it's like as long as the bands are fun.
Yeah,
like we're all such big fans of music in general. There's never going to be like a bad package for us in regards to being able to like watch bands and sweat them, because that's a huge part of it for us, as well as being able to like stand side stage and watch whoever we're playing with and be like, fuck yeah, this rips.
Yeah. With the record, what are you most excited for people to see and listen to?
Hopefully people think of it as a progression on our sound. That'd be cool. And mainly just the body of work, like being able to listen to another album by us will be amazing. There's a few songs on there. Forgive is a fun one that's like a little bit different for us, which is a fun track. Take Me to the Grave, the last track on the album. So keen for people to hear that song.
Yeah, because I mean, there's going to be a lot of people though that have no idea who you are, and this is going to be like their first introduction to the band.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, it's going to be so wild because the record starts and it sounds cool, but it definitely is a different vibe from our previous records.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of like the culmination of the last like 5 years, if that makes any sense. Like post-COVID up until now.
Definitely, yeah.
How would you say you've grown as a musician since like the last like few years?
Definitely gotten better at like writing songs that make sense as songs. I think between now and our last record, I would have written heaps of songs. I would have done between 50 and 100 extra songs that are out there in the world with other bands. And that has helped me a lot in regards to like focusing down what the best parts of a song that I think are, or the best parts of the song that Ocean Sleeper thinks. And being able to really hone that in and make sure the production's better, the lyric writing's better, the songwriting's better, stuff's more interesting while still being simplistic. That's a huge one.
Have you been like more open to bouncing ideas of other people, or like, hey, what do you think about this? Or does this like make sense the way I'm hoping it comes across? Or
yeah, I feel like for us in regards to like usually everything's written between me, Stan, and Carl. And we're just great at collaborating. Usually it's like, if something's bad, someone will say it's bad. We're all very much on the same wavelength in regards to what we're aiming for with the music. So there's like, it's just a really easy workflow.
Yeah. Because when did the writing process start for this album?
The first song would have started like maybe in 2024. Like, and
Okay, so
then
really long time then.
yeah, really long time ago. And then we had a focused writing block in the start of 25, where we
Okay.
wrote. I think we wrote probably I want to say between 10 and 11 demos. We wrote in that period of time, and that was mainly Stan and I writing together through that, and then Carl coming on the weekends and kind of like coming in doing some vocal stuff with us. And then we did My Forever Drug in LA with Kurt, refined Break the Cycle with John, refined another song that turned into Taste with John, which is awesome as well. And then at the start of this year, we got back from Europe, and I was like, we don't have enough songs for the record. We just don't have a record that feels like, oh, this has been 7 years, and the 7 years that we've made fans wait, that like we've earned it. So at the start of this year, we wrote 4 more songs, I think, which was Peace When I'm Dead, the title track, Skin Deep, Forgive, and Fully Changed, the song Punishment.
Yeah. So going into the process, what were some of your biggest goals personally going into it? Like, I need this to happen.
For us was to do more than 10 songs. That was a huge one. It was like sick. We have to do, like, initially we have to do like 15 songs, and then you realize that the logistics of doing a 15-song album means that you need to do a double vinyl, which is extremely expensive. So that changed. And then it was just mainly putting a lot of effort into it to make sure the whole record was heaters the whole way through.
Is there a song that like you really, really struggled with cutting that just didn't make it?
There was a fun song that I wrote by myself called Mistake that was really cool. It was a bit of a different sort of song, so it just ended up not being the vibe, I guess, for this record. And then some others that had some really cool moments, but they just didn't get there as songs in the end. It was just like timeline stuff. And there was one song called Max City that I'm still really keen to do that sounds really cool. Sounds super industrial, but it just didn't make it in the end. So
yeah. I mean, so what does your writing process look like? Do you sit down with like a notes app, or do you sit down with your guitar?
I do everything in the DAW, so I write everything on the computer. That's like the main place that writing takes place. Like there'll be a few different techniques for getting the song started, but everything's recorded through Reaper. Everything is like a fully fleshed out demo from the very start. Like it'll have all the production, it'll have every layer that you would want in the final song. Like a lot of our songs, a big part of the songwriting process for me and the producing process for me is doing it inside the DAW and treating it like it's going to be the final product from the start.
That sounds tough. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's like a lot of pressure right off the gate.
It's really good. Like I personally, I've become really good at throwing away stuff that sounds good. So, which is a hard sort of thing to do when you kind of first approach it. You're like, oh no, I don't want to delete this thing. But then you realize you can write literally infinite other songs. Like there's no stop.
That's so tough because I feel like it's like you have to give yourself permission to be bad. Like just get the thing out there first, then you can kind of fix it.
Straight up, everyone that was great was shit at first. You know what I mean? Everyone that was great went through a period of writing terrible songs.
It's like even like with like anything creative, it's like you're outsourcing to another person with the idea of like, hey, just finish the project. Then you can go in and like tweak it and stuff. But yeah, that's tough, man. Like even like lyrically though, do you sit down with like a notepad and just kind of like, okay, I wish someone would write a song about this, or different ideas? Or
lyrically for this record, it's been like either Carl and I will kind of start it, and then we'll kind of talk about what the like core idea of the song is, or like the core lines of the song, and that will get put to the top of like a Google Doc, and then we'll collaboratively write stuff in, or I'll just like reel off heaps of lyrics into my notes app on my phone, then copy over the best parts of that into the Google Doc and be like, yo, this is it. It's fun. It's really fun. It's approached a bunch of different ways, but it always ends up with being a Google Doc that, will go over and make sure every line's good, all the rhymes make sense, nothing's getting repeated too much, all the phrasing is interesting. And it's been cool. An interesting one that we've done a lot on this record is like I'll scat in the phrasing for like Carl's parts, and it'll just be like random sort of random noises or whatever, and then we'll go from there. Whereas previously we've just done it like just all screamed in with lyrics from the start, which is a little bit different. But yeah, it's been fun. I feel like it's been a faster workflow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like, what are some of the lines or like lyrics on the album that you were like most excited about, or like, man, that was a really great line?
Oh, that's hard.
I know. I mean, dude, there's so much more I can ask about that. Like, it's the DNA of everything.
The song "Take Me to the Grave," like, I really like the verses in that song. They have good like iconography and stuff like that. They were really fun to kind of go down a rabbit hole there. And then the chorus in that song. So "Take Me to the Grave," for anyone that's listening, go read "Take Me to the Grave" lyrics. I think that's possibly the best on the record. But yeah, it rips. Punishment's also rad as hell. Carl killed it on that one, which is awesome.
Even with the instrumental side, like, is there like bits and pieces of the album where it's like, oh damn, that's so sick? Like,
Forgive, the end of that song. Actually, the whole production and instrumental side of that song, I love. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm talking like the earworms that are like stuck in your head. Like, for example, like that little bounce riff at King of Nothing from the EP. Like,
yeah.
Does that ever leave your head? Like, that's
it rips, right? I think every part of me's got an earworm in there. The song "Promise" also is pretty crazy.
Okay, that's
got our best pre-chorus, I think, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I hopefully there's a ton where I'm like, man, I'm gonna go back and like, man, I wish I would have like said this instead, because that would imply there's like just a whole treasure trove of stuff to share. Man, what is something about the album that nobody would know unless you told them personally?
Oh, that's hard. Oh, how long the album took. The album took a really long time. I think personally I would have spent like 3 or 4 months on the whole thing. Like, really, really long time. It took like many writing blocks, and then recording it was super, super challenging. I think guitars took maybe 2 weeks. Took a really long time. But it was just like we had a very very strict standard. It was, intentionally going in and being like, all right, this has to be the best thing that I've recorded guitars for ever, which is good and bad, because then you kind of don't really cut as many corners as you could, and you also have this this weight on your shoulders of being like, maybe something's not good enough, and you're going through and doing like a million takes of something, and then you sift through takes and you're like, oh sick, I got on take number 3 anyway. So
yeah, but for sure I feel like you guys maybe leveled up in that respect, where okay, now that this record is done, when you come back for another record, everything will be so much more seamless.
Oh hell yeah. The next one, I definitely want to get Jeff Dunn on to engineer guitars at least, because that'll get me out of my head a little bit in regards to that's it.
Okay, I mean, do you already have like ideas just like you're chewing on for maybe the next record?
No, nothing musically, just like concepts on how we'd do it better, or how
that's definitely what I'm going for.
Yeah. Okay. Just like build out the team a little bit more, probably get Jeff in to do a little bit more hands-on engineering together, and maybe explore some other writers as well to see what's out there.
From the first US tour that you guys did last summer, is there a story that comes to mind where like, man, I love sharing the story with all the boys back home?
Oh yeah, my favorite story from that tour is actually turning up to a laundromat in, I think it was Cleveland, Ohio. And we turn up, there's a few different families there, and they're all like, in their mid-40s and stuff. And they're like, oh, why are you guys here? And we're like, oh, we're a band from Australia. We just like are over here touring. Literally every person in that laundromat then came to our show. It was sick. The owner of the laundromat came, 2 different families came. It was just so crazy and so like wholesome, because like they came with their full families. It was really, really cool, and it was a great show as well. So that's one of my favorite stories from the entire trip. Just so friendly, like just such really, really nice, friendly people. And then for them,
you had no idea.
Had no idea. And like for them to come, like one of them we were talking to, and she'd seen Black Dahlia Murder 8 times. Okay, and it was like, oh hell yeah, she gets it.
But everyone else is like, I wasn't sure what I signed up for, but
straight up. But they loved it. They had a great time. It was just a great, like, the show was just such a fun energy thing, and it was like a packed room as well. So it was good that they came to a show that was like impressive.
Was there a photo that had like this evidence like of this story? Like, did you guys take a photo with this crew?
That they would have photos of it. I think we probably do in our photographer would have taken some photos of it, which would have been
that seems like one of those, like, I feel like you guys do like tour vlogs. That would be like maybe like the highlight of that tour vlog if you guys did that.
Hell yeah. Hopefully it's in there because I hope it made the cut.
That's a great story. I haven't gotten that one before. That is.
It's so cool when you can when your music can have like a positive, cool effect like that for people. You know what I mean? Someone can get a cool night out of it, or be like, "Oh wow, you guys were actually a good band. Like this was actually fun."
Otherwise, I can see we're like, guys, they're coming out. No cursing tonight. No cursing tonight.
That was actually a thing at a couple of our shows where it was like, less cursing because we're all great at not censoring ourselves when it comes to swearing. So especially on stage.
Was there any church venues or?
No church venues, but church sort of city. We played in Salt Lake City, which I know has a heavy religious population, and then a few others where it's like, this is like a full all age sort of situation. No swearing on stage sort of thing.
Okay, so album's coming out soon in like a few weeks.
Really soon.
The tour happens September, October, I think.
Yep. Our tour happens through the start of September. The first 2 weekends of September, we've got a tour in Australia, which is Sydney, Brisbane, and then Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne. Then we fly over to the US, do a whole run with Nevertell through September and October. And
then you just rest for the rest of the year.
Then we come back and we do Hellbound with Parkway Drive, which is a cruise. Then we have, I think we've got 2 months off that we'll probably use some of that time to write the next record.
Okay.
So get started there. And then we've got a tour with Catch Your Breath, which is 30 dates in Europe.
Have you ever toured or cruised before?
Never. First time.
Oh, man. First time. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Have you done it before?
Oh, dude, I've done multiple iterations of the Emo's Not Dead cruise.
Is it sick?
It's so sick. It is going to be the best time of your life.
Hell, so keen. So keen.
Do you drink?
Not on show days or around shows. So maybe if we like at the end.
Team meeting, get the drink package.
Is it that good?
Yeah, it's because it's like unlimited.
Yeah, true. That's fine.
So just everyone like huddle up. Okay, we're gonna put in for the drink package, and then that's our one expense. Yeah,
vibey.
It'll be fun because how many days? Like 4?
I think 4. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Parkway. You guys, who else?
I think we got Make Them Suffer on there. I think we've got Airplane. I think we have band called Butterfly Effect. We've got Wind Waker, Dreg, a bunch of bands. There's heaps of bands on that lineup.
Speaking of Australian bands, you got Justice, Amity, Polaris, a bunch more. Who are some of the newer bands coming up that people need to know about?
A band I work very close with called Nightlight. They're really, really good.
Okay.
Another band I work really close with and that is our touring photographer and videographer, Outloved. They're awesome. They're a really, really, really good band. I think they're going to do really well. Another band called Heists from Sydney. Awesome band. So good. A band called Deficit. They rip. Yeah, Australia's just got heaps of small bands that kill it.
That's what's happening. Because Wind Waker, they've been making some noise.
Yeah, they've been crushing
it. They're in a similar story to you guys where they just kind of came over recently in the last couple of years.
Yeah. They've been crushing it in the US. It's been really good to see.
I mean, they have a new album coming out soon, and I'm like, oh boy.
Have you gotten the link of it or anything yet?
Dude, I don't, but I'm eagerly anticipating it.
It'll be sick. Those guys really have their sound down pat. Like they have that Wind Waker sound locked down.
They are like as close to scientists in a lab. Like they've got it down.
Straight up.
But for somebody who hasn't heard of your band before, and you get like maybe like 2 songs to pitch to them, like maybe one new one old one, what are we going with?
King of Nothing, My Forever Drug. That'd be what I'd say. It's so hard because there's so many different flavors in there that I could give people. But if there's 2,
it's tough.
They're the two.
Because like sometimes I feel like you get like especially as maybe a musician, you get 5 minutes and that's it. Because people are like, skip, 5 minutes.
Yeah, straight up.
So hopefully this tour just pops off. I mean, you guys, carry it on into next year, and then who knows, maybe you'll do another larger iteration of a headliner.
Oh, would love to. We'd love to go back and do that exact same lap. Would be stoked. Same setup, same people,
bigger rooms. Like instead of like the lounge, you're doing the venue.
Exactly. Straight up. Bigger rooms would be amazing. Yeah, it's the best song of all.
Dude, it was so much fun talking to you. Good luck on the record. Good luck on the tour. And yeah, Ocean Sleeper on the way up.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
One second here.